Hello, my name is Winfrey, and this is the Pageant Show with Winfrey, a platform created to have pageant girls share their experiences with us, as well as learn from each other, and of course, talk about topical issues as it affects the pageant industry. Stick around to see who we'll have next and to see what topics we'll be talking about. Make sure you do follow us on social media. All that detail will definitely be down there. Drop your comments, share it to that pageant girl that you know needs this content. All right, till next time. Bye. In 2001, Nigeria produced the first ever Black African Miss World, making Agbani Darego a household name that young ladies actually looked forward to inspiration, whether they were interested in pageantry or not. Now, this is 2023. Over 2 decades later, Nigeria is yet to produce another Miss World, Miss Universe, Miss Earth, Miss Echo, Miss Grand, and the list goes on. Today, we literally want to have a conversation deliberating on why. Our girls are doing so amazingly well. So what really can we pinpoint as being the cause of this delay? Hello, my name is Winfrey, and welcome to the Pageant Show with Winfrey, a platform where beauty queens share their experiences, learn from one another, and, of course, tackle topical issues as it affects the pageants industry. Today, I have 2 outstanding guests with me that will be talking about these issues today. And of course, the first is a very resilient, energetic, fierce, goal-oriented young woman who has been working unconventionally as a professional commercial and international fashion model for over 8 years. Now, aside being a great model, she definitely has a variety of talents and skills that most people are unaware of. I honestly do not know this verse. She is a custom broker, a hairstylist, a dancer, a cosmetologist, a fashion stylist. This is only you. She's also an actor, a fitness enthusiast, which all expresses her passion about her advocacy, raising awareness on the great advantages of unconventional jobs, all right? She recently competed on one of the biggest stages of pageantry world over, right? Representing Nigeria at the Miss Grand International 2022 beauty pageant, badging a top 20 placement as the only African contestant to gain this feat that year. She is none other than the Nigerian queen, Miss Grand Nigeria 2022, Damilola Bolarinde, aka Queen Dami. Okay, so I'm not done. Before you collect your tears and your flowers, we have another great, outstanding personality here with us today. She's definitely proud of her roots, as in all her interviews, she always talks about how she hails from Anambra State. Today we'll find out why. She's definitely with a BSc in Sociology and Anthropology from the Nnamdi Azikiwe University, where she actually won 3 pageant titles. She is a passionate advocate for personal hygiene, and she does this through her Stuff campaign, believing cleanliness is next to godliness. She claims the title first runner-up at the Nigerian Queen 2022 pageant right after Dami, making her Miss Echo Nigeria, and proceeded to represent Nigeria at the Miss Echo International Beauty Pageant in February 2023 and made history, emerging first runner-up, yet again, the first Nigerian to ever make it this far. I'm definitely talking about none other than Queen Nena Odum. Queens! So how are you girls doing today?
I'm great.
How does it feel sitting side by side each other? So wait, first of all, let me ask. These smiles and laughters, are they real or are they fake? Because literally, Dami won. You were first runner-up. And we know pageant sister rivalry here and there. So what is the relationship between both of you like? Genuinely.
Genuinely, we're actually like very close, because even before we won the Nigerian Queen, when we came to camp, we obviously just clicked instantly.
Really?
And we became we're very close even before the finale. So the point is, I always knew that it was either me or her.
Wow.
To be honest.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically,
Okay.
when she won, because I actually even told people that if it was any other girl, I'll be pissed off because I know how hard I worked for the title. But because of it was Dami, and I knew how she has also worked obviously over the years. And at that particular point in time for Miss Grand, we needed her.
We needed.
We needed her. So
thank you.
Who's going to do it?
So that was
somebody should come and need me, please. Okay, amazing. So now let's start. Before we go into the whole pageant, shenanigans, and all of that, let's start by going back to the roots, because one of the reasons why this platform is created is to actually know our beauty queens, right?
Yeah.
I mean, several times, we interview you guys probably on print and media. We have limited time, but we say, you know what? We need to create a show where you guys can come and pour your heart out. Do you understand? Where we can get to know you, right? I mean, like from growing up and all of that. What was childhood like for you, Dami?
For me, I would say it was a bit tough. Should I say a bit, or it was actually really tough?
Yeah.
I remember growing up, I was totally different from every other kid out there, and people, because of where we lived, people
Where
saw
was that?
Ibafo, Ogun State.
Oh, okay.
I grew up there, and people saw that and they were like, what's she doing? Why is she always dressing up? Because I'm very, you can see me wearing my mom's outfits, wearing that. I've always knew what I wanted to do right from time. But what I'm grateful for growing up was my family. They knew who I was, and they supported me all through, and I'm just grateful for them.
Okay, so before you move from your family, so now, of course, tell us about your siblings, right? Yes. We'll go there.
I have 4 siblings.
Okay.
We used to be 5.
Okay.
But our firstborn died. The third day, my father died.
Oh, wow.
So that was another story for another day.
So sorry about
that.
that.
I have one older sister and 2 brothers, 1 older brother and 1 younger brother.
Okay.
So my family, my sister is also into modeling, and also she's presently a beauty queen right now.
Tell us about
actually
it.
like
So no, what you're trying to tell me is that your sister, Ibukun,
yes,
is older than you.
She is older than me. She's a year older than me.
Wow.
I don't know why people think I'm older.
I actually always thought you were the older one.
Oh my God.
Oh,
I
wow.
get that a lot. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I look older. Anyway, she's reigning aside me right now from different, because she competed in another competition.
Yes.
And it's amazing to know that, my family, we understand each other. We know what we want to do.
Yeah.
And we stick by it.
Oh, that's amazing. That's
Thank
really,
you.
really amazing. Okay, so now let's go back to Nina. Nina, so now what was growing up like for you?
Okay, so I grew up in an average background.
Okay.
Yes, so it was something that we're very comfortable growing up.
So I was literally about to say average is relative.
Yeah.
One person's average now.
Let me use the word comfortable. I grew up we're very comfortable growing up. And my dad, for one, was very particular about education. He didn't want to listen to any other side you want to do. What his own is, you must go to school first. Anything I want to do after school, because he didn't graduate. So he was like, as long as he's leaving, all his children will actually go to school.
Okay.
So very little, I would not miss any MBGN. That was how crazy it was.
Oh, really?
I would always be like, Mom, they are doing MBGN. Please let me watch.
So you watch it. Okay.
So I was always watching it, and I would tell her, don't worry, I'll be the next Agbani.
Yeah.
So growing up, I always had this thing because I was very, very slim.
Okay.
So people always do call me Agbani. So while in school, do you get? So I think my even first pageant was actually in school. There's even a picture of me where I was very small. We did like a very, all these kids pageantry and all of that. Yeah, but now I didn't win that. So then that was how it is. And I got into school.
Okay.
I think what even happened was I got into dancing first. I think that's the side people really do not know.
About you dancing. So you are a dancer?
Yes.
Okay.
From Jesse's,
yeah.
I think all the beauty queens, I think they are all dancers.
Okay.
Yeah. So from Jess 1 to SS2, I was in a dancing crew. Yeah, we go to places like Yaba, Oshodi, different places to just dance. Then I think what happened was the person that was actually funding the dancing crew died. So that was how it all ended. So entering university, I was like, okay, I'm going to go and join a dancing crew and all of that. Then I met a friend of my sister, because my sister went to the same school, Nnamdi Azikiwe University. And I was like, you're tall, you're this, pageantry is going to be good for you. We need kind of thing in this school. I was like, usually like, what this pageantry, I beg go like, in school right now. So because my mind was dancing at first. So that was where I already had that niche first.
Yeah.
I was like, don't worry, it's good. Then I did the NFCS.
Okay.
And I won.
NFCS, was that
That's a
stand for?
Nigerian Federation of Catholic Students.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and I won, and it was like, okay, so
There's something here.
Yeah, this looks nice. So later on, they did Miss Sociology that year. I came out, I competed, I won also. I was like, okay. The following week was Miss Fossa.
Yeah.
I went for it and I won.
Wow.
So that was like 3 titles in 6 months.
Only
Wow.
You're probably like the most popular person
so
in
it was
your
like
school.
all the blogs in school was not like, oh, Miss Nina Odum. So almost all faculty or pageant would be like always calling me to either judge or coach girls.
Oh, amazing.
So that was how it started. And I went for other national pageants, but then it was like aside that I wasn't winning any. So and I said, okay, I need
what pageant? What was your first national pageant?
I went for there was a pageant called something on hygiene. I can't read the Face of Hygiene. Yes,
Face of Hygiene, okay.
I went for it in Abuja.
Yeah.
I went for Mr. and Miss Campus International. I went for Mr. and Miss Nigeria International. People don't really know. I went for a lot. I went for Miss Universal Nigeria.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of names.
What was
I went for more than 10 pageants.
More than 10 pageants.
I swear, I will not.
I thought I was the only
The
one.
name was a lot, but it wasn't really like the top pageants in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't winning any. And I was like,
were you placing at all?
Yeah, I was there placing maybe third runner or fifth runner up, or maybe top model, Miss Popularity, because I was always very popular in any of the pageants I went for. Then. Do you get? So I like, okay, I'm not winning any. Like, what's the point? Always going and going. Like, let me take a step back. Let me know what's wrong. Let me know what's going on. And that's when I took a step back, studied every other pageant, and then I said, okay, it's now time again.
It's
and
time
this
to
one, we
do
must
the
go
main
to the
one.
international.
You must go. Amazing. So, Dami, you actually mentioned of how, okay, you also went for like multiple pageants. So tell us about that.
I just realized that we are actually like very connected in so many different ways. Because I know that growing up, I was a tomboy. I used to be a dancer as well.
Okay.
And also, I did so many pageants. Oh my God. I remember my first pageant, 2014, was Best Model in Nigeria. And that was my first pageant. So I placed top 3 or so.
Yeah.
And then that same year, I did Face of Amber. And I won that one.
Oh, you won that one. So now let's zoom in on Face of Amber. Tell me about it. What's that pageant about?
I don't know if you've like gone, if you go to Google my name, Damilola Bolarin. That's
the
like
first thing that comes up.
That is going to come up.
Face of
and
Amber.
it was because I called the pageant
out. Oh yeah, now let's start.
I
do they still exist?
No,
all right, for obvious reasons. So now tell me what happened. What was the experience like that for? About?
Because I was really young, and that was like literally like my first pageant that even the first one I did, I don't know so much about it because I wasn't the winner. Yeah. So these pageants, I went all the way from Lagos to was it Port Harcourt? I can't even remember right now. And I competed with like up to like 50 girls and I won. Maybe because nobody followed me. I don't know anyone. I don't know how pageantry is. So I was a bit calm. They tell me what to do. I do it. But they promised me a car. They promised me, a millionaire. They promised me a trip to California. That was exactly how the article was. If you read about it. And they didn't give me any. And
there's a 5,000 naira somewhere in the mix.
Oh my God, you heard about this? Oh my God.
No, I'm just saying.
And whenever I ask them or I reach out to them and say, okay, what's going on? They would send me 5,000 naira or 10,000 naira. And
after
like,
1 million, divide 1 million. How many?
The 5,000 I got was about like 3 times. And for me, because of how I've always loved pageantry in my house, my mom is like a big fan of pageantry and fashion. Amazing. She comes home every day, growing up, bringing magazines, and that was how we fell in love.
In love with it.
We watched a lot of fashion TVs. Yeah. And so when I won that, it was a big deal for my family. It was like, oh, finally, someone is bringing success to this.
Exactly right.
Like, so when I won, my mom would tell me, don't worry, this is how it's supposed to be. Take it one step at a time. And because of how much I really love pageantry, I go out every day wearing my sash, wearing my crown, so everybody knows. Everybody knows me in Lagos. Like, who is this girl? Like, I was so young, but my mom comes home, buy me clothes. This is the clothes you wear for your event. So we were just doing this ourselves, and this organization, they they just carry my picture and put on Instagram.
Yeah.
They won't ask you, how did you get this job? What's happening
what's
with
happening?
you? What's going on with your
So
life?
so you're basically saying that after you won, that was it.
They left me.
They just left you.
They left me, and whenever I reach out to them, they'll say, "Okay, no, the guy, I don't want to call his name, or maybe I will even call him." Like you would say, "Oh, you know what, Queen? I'll send you money right now. Send your account number."
I will send 5K.
You send
This
5K.
guy will send me 5K. I feel like, oh my god.
Hey. Yeah.
So, what got me so angry was when I saw a flyer of them bringing, like, trying to do another,
yes,
and I'm like,
and they're putting 1 million naira, a car, and a trip
everything.
to
And these girls
New
were
York
reaching
this
out
time.
to me saying, "Oh,
So,
you're my
yeah.
role model. What should I do?
Yeah.
How should I go about this competition?" And I couldn't talk. But I sat down with the people that I had around me, and they were like, "No, no, no, you need to speak up about this. You need to tell them, you need to tell the world that this is what is going on."
Yeah.
And man, we wrote everything and we posted it, Insta blog, Sunday not whatever, carried it. And do you know what my fellow Nigerians were saying about me?
What were they saying?
Instead of them supporting me after, crying out, saying that these people are doing bad things, and they were yabbing me. They were like, "Why would you go for a pageant too? Is that your school? Is that this? Why? Oh, they've slept with you." Like, I saw all this negative comments. I didn't see one positive comment from the people, and I was like, "What is going on with these people?"
Yeah.
Like, this is something that I am passionate about, and I went for it. I deserve it, and I won.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you that.
Yeah, they're promising people things and
They
they're
couldn't
not delivering
it, and you people are still like, coming for me and not even saying, encouraging me or anything. And I just felt like maybe this was even like a bad idea to
to put it out there. But what was the response from the organization?
The organization called and they were like, it was just one guy that was handling this thing.
That was the organization.
It was just the guy, the owner of the show. And I don't think the guy is passionate about pageantry. I think he's just making money out of it, So he called and it was like, "You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. You know that we really appreciate you. We really love you, and blah blah blah. But don't worry. You know what? We would actually send you money and try to do what we promised you."
Another 5K. I mean,
that was the first 5K that I got. I mean, it was like a long.
Imagine this was 2014.
Yeah,
amazing.
This was 2014.
It's
but
crazy.
When I brought out the message, the article, and spoke about the pageant, was about 3 years after.
3 years after that. So you hadn't even handed over.
No, I didn't even go for it. Like, they actually organized another pageant,
another one,
and I wasn't there.
No, you weren't there, and someone won it.
Someone
won it. So I think it's actually, I think what you did was important, right? Because the truth is, a lot of pageant queens go through these things. And I will honestly say, I think because they go through these things in silence, right? The pageant organizers keep on doing it, right? And they feel invincible. They think nothing can happen to them. I'll share a little bit of my story here, right? So my first major pageant, right? So that was a big deal. I won't mention the pageant. It was similar, but I didn't know. I got my car. They sent me some money, but it was work. Like, it literally had to be a dragging situation. Not like dragging online, but like, oh, call today. Oh, how far this one? Oh, that one. They were giving, at the point, like, do you understand? Giving excuses at the points, threats here, there, and all of that. And like, and to be honest,
you were threatening them.
No, they were threatening because then I was still in school, right? So it's like, "Oh, you're still a student. What do you want this for?" Blah 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 and everything. So it was just a whole lot saying, "Okay, fine. At that point, you can't drive. So why are you give you a car? This one now. If you bash it, this will happen. This I say, okay, fine. I'll go and learn how to drive. I went learn how to drive. Okay, but I can drive now. Oh yeah, then they say, okay, travel here to go and do this one. Travel there to go and down. I did everything, but eventually, I did get the car. But it was constant hounding. Where are you? What are you doing? Oh, I can see your hostel now, and so it was just a whole lot going on. And the sad thing is also, even a beauty, I mean, someone that one of the people that handed over, right? not to me, to the queen before me, she also had a I don't even know what to call it, a very tough experience as well.
Why must it?
Do you understand? So that's
like
the thing. So
that?
exactly. So why is it that they feel like they're doing girls a favor? At least your guy was even up. At least when you drag, he was saying you say sorry. He even say, at least even say sorry. We really love you.
I mean,
so, like he was remorseful. Some are not.
Done like all the pageants before. Like I don't know. After that, I did another pageant, and I know how that they weren't saying sorry.
Yeah.
I just felt like this guy that was saying sorry was because, maybe I think that was his first.
Yeah, that was his first. Yeah, so his mind had not yet.
Yes, he does not know.
Concretized.
But I can tell that he's not passionate about the cause.
The cause. No, of course. It's not hidden that a lot of people start up pageants to make money.
Yeah, sure.
Right? And all of that. And I think that's another thing we need to also address, because in Nigeria, very few organizations have female directors. Do you understand? And I think, that's why the fact that some of the guys may actually see the vision, but then again, when it comes to the nitty gritty, right? Do you understand? You need a female who understands the run of certain things, and also because pageants are mostly female. We have
more female inclined than male.
Exactly, more female inclined than male. So it's just weird. So have you had any other crazy, or rather, have you had any crazy pageant experience like that?
Basically, because I said I never won any.
Yeah.
So I feel that's why I've not really had like any like intimate, like all those kind of conversation, because at the end of the day I don't win. But the point is they'll actually tell me I will not win.
They'll tell you.
That's the crazy thing, because they'll be like, if you don't bring a certain amount of money.
So that one is another consideration. Please, can you zoom in?
So the point is,
let's zoom in.
Even while climbing on stage, I'm like, okay, I know I'm not going to, because if you told me that this other girl is bringing 1 million, and if you cannot bring 1 million to her, you cannot win. That's like in the past. Yes. So most times I know that I'm not going to win, but then I just like, okay, Nina, you're good. Do you understand? You've done everything. Just go and give your best.
Just go and give your best and see. And it's really sad, because that is the reason why a lot of, for instance, you're talking about how, even after putting such an article out there, these people were still coming for you instead of them to drag the other people. And I think it's because of the things that happen. And to be let's be honest with ourselves. I feel to a very large extent, we ladies actually enable these things. Because, the people that are bringing that 1 million naira and they're doing what you're telling them to do or what they're not meant to be doing, they're girls now. Do you understand?
Sure.
Just imagine every pageant girl literally says no.
And go
you say bring money.
Process.
I say no. Do you understand? And then everyone actually trains themselves to actually be good on stage. Because I've literally been a judge at a pageant where we saw the winner, but they gave the crown to another person.
Yeah.
I literally stood up and walked out. Because I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. We saw the winner, but we knew this other person was winning for certain other reasons. Like the whole crowd, they were screaming because everybody saw it. And that's why I love it, because pageantry is is presentation. You're answering questions on stage.
Yeah.
You are walking on stage. Everything is happening on stage. So everybody is seen. Do you deserve it? It is all obvious and all of that.
I would add to what you just said.
Yeah.
So I remember another pageant that I did called Luxury Model Search. 2019.
It's the names for me.
It's the name. And for me, I will always go for every pageant. I will be like, this time I am going for this one and I am going to win. That's me. I invest so much in myself. Once my mind is telling me do something, I go for it.
Yeah.
So I went for that pageant. Is it a pageant or a modeling competition? I don't know. They should have added everything together. So I went for this pageant. It was like so obvious that Dami is like the best. I'm not even bragging right now. That was the first time I met TCC. And so he came there to teach the girls catwalk, and he met me and I was like, what's this girl doing here? This girl So these people, I did the competition. They called the judges to come, and I'm just so grateful for those people that they called to come and judge. Because when we did the whole thing, the show itself, the grand finale, the judges saw what I did. And it was not in a case that, I know that I'm the best, I'm not putting my heart in it. I put my hard work in every task that we did. And the judges saw it and they gave the presenter the what's it called, the scores, and then they called someone else. Every other case, you see judges just get angry, go
Yeah.
out, they won't say anything.
Yeah.
But this pageant, these judges stood there.
They stood there
No,
and they said
no.
Really?
And when I was going through my going through Google and see like articles and things about me, I saw someone wrote about that
one. Okay.
and that person said everything, that it was there, and the judges stood there and said, "No, this is the winner. You can't give it to anyone else."
Wow.
And they later gave me the crown, but my 1 million naira, I know.
You need to see it.
I did.
They had to give the money back to the owner now. Don't you understand? The person, the real owner
I
that
feel like
brought
me,
it.
the only main incident I had was even in school.
Yeah.
When I was handing over that my FOSA crown. So what we do in FOSA is I actually train the girls. So we do 50% of you coming for the training and 50% of what you do on stage. So there was a particular girl from a particular department and the faculty that didn't even come for 0.5% of all other people that came for the training did.
Yeah.
So she came for like the grand finale and was trying to learn everything, catch up on everything. So I don't know whether she has paid the DOS or however it is. So we all know who was going to win because we trained them. We already saw everything.
Yeah.
We're on stage. They did everything and we were calling the winner. The judges called the person that was supposed to win second runner-up.
Wow.
And my mister stood up. I was like, sorry, collected the mic. Said, judges, think you guys need to like check your results again. I think something is not right.
Yes.
Go on. So they said, okay, they went back. They still called the girl, second runner-up. I was like, what's going on? So they now said, okay, they now changed it and called the girl, first runner-up. We're now waiting to know who they'll call the winner.
Yeah.
And they called that particular girl that just came on the grand finale day. And where I was sitting, that was where one bottle landed on the stage.
Are you joking? Wow.
They scattered the show. They
show.
didn't crown her. And me, I was wearing a crown already with a sash because that's how you wear the person you want.
You had to hand over, yes.
And that's how my friends came, gathered me, changed, we ran.
You better run.
You
literally better run.
Everybody was stoning bottles, because they knew that this girl you're calling for was supposed to be the winner.
Yes.
And the next day on the blog, we're hearing that Queen Nina and her mister does not want to hand over the crown.
Whoa.
We are the one that started the whole chaos.
Bloggers, that's another topic entirely. Pageant bloggers. Oh my God.
It was crazy. And this senator started calling us. I'm like, okay, what's up? What happened? They even said I stole the gifts for the winner. So it was a crazy year. And so I think that was like the major one I was involved in. And I told them that you cannot do something that is not fair and fair because it's something that you as a DS, we already told you.
Yeah.
Training is 50 marks. On stage is 50. Someone
you cannot come on the day and literally
you
just
want to win. It doesn't work that way.
I don't know why it's so complicated. I don't understand why. And it's just... To be honest, man, this topic is
an unending discussion.
I'm telling you, it's an unending discussion, to be honest. But then again, we have a topic for the day, right? And we're talking international pageant participation. But before I go there, I want to ask Dami. Dami participated in the most beautiful girl in Nigeria beauty pageant in 2021.
20, yeah.
Yeah,
was
20.
2021? Yes.
Yeah, 2020. Who are you asking?
No, I need to know because...
Okay. Trying to know if it's 2021.
21, yeah. Okay, so what was that experience for you?
I mean... Okay, so I've done Miss Nigeria. I've done a lot of pageants.
When did you do Miss Nigeria?
2017.
2017? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I waited for MBJ to come. And, I've always wanted to go for MBJ.
Why? Let's ask why.
We know, but let's hear it. And I took my time to train myself, to like gather experience, to, build myself mentally, physically, when it comes to like fashion and pageantry.
Yeah.
And I went for MBJ. Imagine someone that is so prepared. Like, since I was a child, you know how you would do. So I can tell you that whenever anybody asks me, how did you do? I'll tell them that, I feel like MBJN was the pageant that I know that I did 100%.
You did everything you were meant to do.
I did 100%. And, I was, it's always like that. I wasn't the only girl there that was good, but I can tell that I was one of the best, and I was expecting more than what I got. So when that happened, I didn't win.
Let's say,
I
okay,
didn't
what were you
even-
expecting?
I was expecting to be like top 5.
Top 5
because
at least.
I was seeing myself
Mhm.
to be the Miss Universe Nigeria
Yeah,
at that point.
yeah.
And that was what I even went there for. Not even like
The
Miss
Miss
World
World,
right
yeah.
now. But you know, things happen.
Things happen.
Life happens.
And life happened.
Yeah.
But what I can say that what I really loved about that process was the fans, the people that supported me, even after the pageant.
Yeah.
People were fighting for me. People were like, you know what, you did more than what we even expected from
Yeah.
you. And we will support you all the way.
Yeah,
The
all
way
the way.
I feel like people are still out there right now, even today, after how many years,
Yeah.
fighting for me that
Yeah.
you should have won it. The winner is my friend. She did absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that she won. She represented us well at Miss World. But I feel like it's just way of life. That
Maybe
really,
time and chance.
Yes.
Yeah.
That really molded me to be who I am right now.
Yeah.
If I did not go for MBJN, I wouldn't even think about going for
Miss Grand.
the Nigerian queen. And I am so grateful. I tell people that I'm so grateful that I didn't win MBJN at the time.
Oh, okay.
I am happy that whatever that happened,
happened that way.
and that really put me in this position that I am today.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what's going to happen in the next year or 2 years, but I am just happy for the experience. And I'm telling people not to get angry or to get upset about the result from MBJN anymore, because, you know, look at me right now.
Look at you, girl. Look at you. But then again, we are expecting you back on the MBJN stage.
What?
In case you didn't know, we are expecting you back on the MBJN stage.
I still have it.
Because we know that's your business. So you want your title's business
right now.
We are expecting you. So
Yeah, I
that
just
you
tell you
don't
whether you have title.
I don't know what
Whether
you
you have
guys are
title,
talking about.
It does not affect us because we are still expecting to see you on the Miss Universe stage.
And I'm actually really, really grateful for that. I
Yeah.
don't know what the future holds. I don't know. I'm always like looking forward to, you know, improve myself. I don't know if I'm still going to go there, but right now I need to, you know, hold my title as the Nigerian queen.
As I said,
right now,
you don't need to know. We know on your behalf. All right. Thank you so much. So that brings us wrapping up that particular segment, zooming in on Pageant Star. That is on you girls. And of course, now we actually have to move into a very important, why we actually are here today, talk about international pageant participation, right? We call the segment Hot Button because it's a button and it is hot. We'll be right back. Thank you for staying with us. You're still watching The Pageant Show with Winfrey, and I'm still here with Queen Dami and Queen Nena. We're still talking about the very important conversation, international pageant participation. Now, we're actually zooming into the hot button segment where we're actually asking the question, is Nigeria, Africa, being overlooked in this pageant situation? So now, what do you guys think? Before we zoom into all of that, what do you guys think of this particular issue? Do you think Nigeria or Africa is being overlooked intentionally by international pageant organizers? You don't know what to go for.
I think you understand.
You start, to be honest.
Okay, I feel like the question is both ways. In as much as we will say is Africans being overlooked, we have to look deep down. We Africans, are we even looking at ourselves first? Do you understand? Because I feel like if you're not appreciated at home, how will we be appreciated internationally?
Okay.
So I feel like Africans as a whole still need like that much support, that much looking within themselves first.
Inward,
before the international people will be like, okay, these people are really looked up to. Let's now give them something more.
Yeah. Okay.
True. And adding to what she says, I feel like it starts from home. Like she said, I don't think Nigeria, my own country, before we can even talk about other African country, do we even what do we see about pageantry? What do you think pageantry is all about? Do you think it's just about showcasing girls and beautiful girls and that's it? There's nothing more to it. And if I can see, pageantry is beyond that. I've seen notable women look at you through pageantry, you've actually made a name for yourself. Look at me. Look at
Thank
other
you.
people. I feel like it's beyond that. Now talking about the international people, they can actually, people from other country, they can actually see what's going on in your country before they can even say, oh, let us try to even like award this country.
Okay.
We were talking about something earlier. We were talking about how all these international people. What's the point right now? I can't even remember because there's
so much.
They basically come in with like most of these other countries like the Europe, the Asians, and they come in with so much packaging. If you look at if you try to bring out reality, most of these African countries are way better than them.
Okay. So when you say packaging, what do you mean? In what sense?
Like based on, they don't really show the bad side.
Yeah.
They don't really show the faults they have.
Yeah. Okay.
Like if they have any faults, if they have any bad side, if they have like no backing or no support, you barely see it.
Which is not, we are not saying that we shouldn't like say the truth or whatever we're going to. That's not the point. But we are saying that other country, the way they value pageantry, they can they see the future. They don't look at, they can easily bear whatever challenges that they are going through. I'm not saying that those challenges are supposed to be there, but I'm saying that the love for pageantry in their country is totally different from the way we Africans take pageantry.
So now that leads me to my next question, right? So what do you think is influencing our image of pageantry here? Because you're actually talking about the whole Face of Amber thing. And to be honest, I did read the article and I did read the comments and I was like, what's going on here? So everybody has this idea of, okay, a pageant girl, just as you said, showcasing beauty. Somebody literally, I wish I had the comment saved. Somebody literally said that pageantry is just a way for preparing young girls for older men. Literally, somebody commented that. And I'm thinking, why? I mean, I know we've had a few scandals here and there, but then again, these other countries also have this kind of scandals.
But you never hear about
it. Exactly, you never hear about it. And even if you hear about it, they always leave past it.
Yeah.
But why is it that in Nigeria, that happens to be the crux? That happens to be, irrespective of any great work pageant girls do. Because I know different amazing projects girls have done, even after they drop their title, their crowns, do you understand, and all of that. But then again, the problem is still, it lives over all our heads. What do you think is influencing that badge imagery to pageantry in Nigeria?
For me, I think it starts from the organization of the pageant itself.
Okay.
Because I said something about the Face of Amber when I said the guy that owns the pageant is not even passionate about the pageant. So when you're not passionate about something, I feel like that's where you don't care about most things. There are so many things that happens when it comes to like organizing the pageant. You see situation whereby you see organizers asking, going to like contestants, telling them, oh, you're going to be the one to win, or this and that. And they are leaving the ones that are working so hard.
Yes.
And I think it's just combination of everything generally and is making the old pageants. If things like that are happening, people outside are seeing.
Yeah, they're seeing it.
You understand? People outside are seeing that, okay, this is not... Everybody wants to own a pageant.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to like start a pageantry. And why? Why? If you ask them, why are you starting a pageant?
Why.
What? There is no why exactly. And I think that is where it starts from. That is where all the issue starts from, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't even know. To be honest, I don't know. I think there's so much.
Yeah.
It's so deep and I don't even know where the solution can come from.
Okay, so now Nina, right? So, I mean, you presently, or rather recently, returned from Miss Echo International and you placed first runner. Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
And all of that. So now you have a different version of an international pageant image from Dami.
Yeah.
Dami's victory was glaring to all of us. I remember we're all seated in Vivier's house that day, literally watching the pageant, and then when whatever happened, we're all like, huh?
What's going on?
Like, what just happened? Do you understand? Like, what just happened? And I'm like, even if we're like, okay, we can't see, no matter what happened before, we know Dami puts in the work.
Yeah,
If
we
Dami
saw
literally
it.
she's participating in a Nigerian pageant as if she's on the international stage. Now imagine what she will do.
In the
Let's
international stage.
not even talk about the awards she started winning from the day she stepped foot there. Do you
Yeah.
understand? We're going to come to that and all of that. So now you have a different image, or you have a different interpretation, different experience. So now share that interpretation with us, right? Share your experience at the Miss International Pageant, Miss Echo International Pageant. Tell us, what do you think happened? Do you think they had a different view of what Nigeria is, who Nigerians are, right, during your participation? Or do you think you were actually even meant to achieve more, but then again, because you were Nigerian, you actually just changed?
Okay, when I won Miss Echo Nigeria, so I started asking questions like the past queen and the person that had gone for Miss Echo team. So I wanted to know how it was. So their experience, when they told me, they had so many like different experience for me. They were like, obviously, when you go there, they're like this, they're like that. But me going there, I was like, okay, let's just see how it is. I went to be myself. So getting into Egypt at first, the first compliment I got was from the CEO.
Okay.
I sat down. She was like, she's meaning to say this to me, but I'm very beautiful. And I was like, oh, and coming from the CEO of the pageant, I was not expecting her to even like talk to me in the first place. You get? I was like, okay, this is like at least a first step. So I got to understand that it was just is your person. Because I had conversations with the reigning queen at a time, and she would tell you, I feel like this pageant is all about personality. They want you to be like your real self. So many people come there and be like they're trying to like fake it, be another person, trying to do too much that on normal day you won't even do that. Do you get? So I went there being myself. I gave my all, because there was always one girl that would tell me like, how do you wake up? Because actually every day I change my hairstyle. Wow. Yeah. So she was like, when do you wake up? How do you? And I always come out first. Like 7 a.m. I'm there. So like, when did you wake up? When did you do this? And it was like, this is just me. This is who I am. On a normal day, even when I'm at home, I wake up this particular time and I'm always up and ready. So I felt like all those things, they kept seeing it. They kept seeing how real, how I was relating with other people. And I felt like even my interview with them also sealed deal, because their interview was like, let me say 80% of the mark of the competition. Yeah. So when I did the interview, I felt like there was already a confirm, like, okay, this girl is actually something that we're looking for. Yeah. So, and if you watch other years, they always do this plant the tree project. During my interview, I told them I did clean the beach project. And that was the project they did.
They did. Oh, nice. So it was in sync. You were in sync with them.
With them. Yeah. So funny enough, it was like a very good experience, because I was just loved by people there. And I was like, this was not what people were telling me. People were telling me that Nigerians are not easily loved outside. There's always this criticism and all of that. But when I got there, I was like, it was so welcoming. So I had like a different experience from every other person that actually went for competition and told me about theirs. So I just felt that was just it. And getting on that stage, obviously not winning, I felt like, because even when I did interview with sociology, was asking me, what did we know if I said Nigeria, we needed this win because it's been long coming. But then again, I was glad that I was able to even get that far. Because going there, I saw many girls that really, really did a lot also to like get there. But then when you speak to them, you know that this organization are looking for different things. Because I also had people that came from different pageants, international, that went for different, like Miss Tourism, Miss Earth, that came to compete. Yeah, because there's a certain girl that will tell you that, okay, this was what Miss Earth was looking for. When she got it, they even told her she would not place past top 10. You get? So this is when you now understand that different pageants comes with different rules and what they want. So I might even go for a particular pageant and not even win top 5, because that's not what they are looking for.
What you're looking for.
Yeah, so I feel like Miss Echo was just, they were looking for someone like me. I came, the personalities rhyme, my projects, everything, and it was so easy to like blend in. And I feel like that was what gave me that extra edge when I got there.
So are you saying that Miss Echo is one of those pageants we can say is, I'm trying to avoid the word racist. So let me use discriminatory. So you're saying Miss Echo is a pageant that if you come, irrespective of where you're coming from, once you go there and you give them what they want,
I can 100% say that.
You can say that.
Yes.
Okay. So now, Dami, coming from Miss Grand International, let's hear your experience. What is the vibe?
To be honest, I feel like before I even say anything about my experience, I think your pageant is actually, I appreciate them for appreciating African women. You know, there are a lot of African girls who go for an international pageant, and they would do so well, and they won't even see them.
Yeah, very true.
Sorry, I wanted to even add one thing. Like, this is even the first time. I think people didn't even take that in record, that 2 African countries were in top 5 in international pageants.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like, the first time ever.
Yes. 2 African countries in top 5. That was you, first runner-up.
Me and Mauritius.
And Mauritius, second runner-up. Amazing. The same Mauritius. So, Dami, share your experience with us.
My experience, you know, I've always wanted to be on an international stage.
Yeah.
And looking at Miss Grand is like so, you know, big. When I think about Miss Universe, after thinking about Miss Universe, I think Miss Grand is the thing. And I went on that stage, going for that competition. I was so prepared. I said, okay, this is it. It's actually something that I've actually worked hard for, something that I've looked forward to rather. And getting there, everything was, I was insane. I was sane rather, and I was like so ready to like kill it, you know, give it back to back as an African girl that I am. And that was exactly what I did. You know, I put so much in the work with the people that I had around me, my organization too, really supported. And the world could see it. They could see how well I did. And my experience there, I don't even know where to start from. I see going there, they saw me coming. They saw me coming from my country.
Of course, we started seeing you before.
You know, they were
before
like
you got on
so
the plane.
ready to like see who is this girl. And getting there, they were like, you know, so like, oh,
yeah, because Nigeria, we were hyping you before you got there. Yeah,
even funny enough,
we were threatening them already.
I even got a compliment for her.
For her?
Yes, the same. I forgot. The same girl that went with her said that Dami's confidence is 100%. Now, whenever she sees Dami, she's like, where is this girl coming from? Every time she's ready.
And it was
so we all saw it.
Easy. It was so easy for me. I wasn't even stressing at all.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing
it was
like
natural.
I have to,
like,
it was so natural for me. And it was something, I think it was because I was so prepared. I was like, okay, this is time for me to like be on this international stage. I have to show them that I am here. And all the contestants, all the organization, the organizers rather, they could see it, but when I didn't get where I was supposed to get
so
to.
Now let me help you phrase that.
Yeah.
Before you go in, let me help you phrase it. So now you step into, even before you even get on the plane, right? You're dropping pictures, hot pictures, bikini pictures, dress pictures, left, right. I say, even me say my chest, whatever. I'm like, damn me, please, can you allow us breathe? Do you understand? All of that. So of course, people knew you were coming. Nigeria was pumped. Yeah. Do you understand? Because I also saw comments literally talking about how, I mean, damn is coming there. You guys cannot try yourself. Do you understand? Like, normal, like, damn, this is your crown. Like, we were literally sure. Do you understand? Then you get there. And then on day one, you are literally, I remember that white dress. You're literally winning some gold necklace thing.
Yeah, with that black
fella. Exactly. You're winning that. And like, you definitely got several awards back. I think you literally you won most of the awards.
So, I was going to say something earlier. I got there and the old hype was there. Oh, Nigeria is here, Nigeria is here, Nigeria. I even got a flower at the airport when I got to Indonesia. Yeah. But then it got to a point where I started seeing, you know, different, you know, attitude towards Africans, attitude towards
coming
me.
From who now?
Coming from the people there, the organizers, and I was trying to like overlook that. And I realized that was the same thing they kept on doing to other Africans.
So what was the attitude like? Can you just,
you know, like we coming out, maybe we're like on like a file and we're like, you know, on a line and we're going and they're taking each country pictures and getting to African contestant delegates and they're turning their camera away from us. Wow. They did it like several times. And I was wondering what was going on. Yeah. And it got to a day where we went for a visit. I can't remember what the event was. And I was right in my head, I was like, I'm going to take that picture today. Yeah. I want to really see if you're going to turn your back. Yeah. And if you turn your back, I am going to go meet you, take my pictures. Yeah. And it got to my turn and like 7 people turned their back on me. Like, wow. Like they were, I was like it was that obvious. Won't you? take my pic. They understand English, but that's when they start to like act. I'm like, take my photos, and it was like, no.
You actually said no.
Said no. The guy said no to me, and I was like, why? And he just went back again doing whatever he was doing, and I stepped because I was so heartbroken. And as I was walking, I was looking back like, what's going on here? And I saw this guy gladly taking another. Like I'm like, really?
Are you even joking?
Really?
Wow.
So I said this to like.
So that's one of the photographers at the pageant.
One of the photographers, not even one, like multiple photographers.
Of them.
They did that like several times.
It came up to you as if maybe they got instruction.
Yes, because there was a particular person that came to me on the first day, like, oh my God, I'm like huge fan, blah, 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 this and anything you want, come to me, I'll do it. I was like, I just want to take pictures. I was like, oh, sure. That was the first day.
Yeah.
It was so, whenever he sees me, I see the job. But all of a sudden, this guy became,
oh my God.
He does not even want to see me. Whenever I see, he takes it. Like it, like I'm like, so I think,
and I'm thinking about your posts, and I know your posts are always polite, always nice. Oh, I appreciate this one. I appreciate. So it's not as if they even saw anything that you say, okay, made them have.
There's no way I could like. This is one thing that I've always wanted, and there's no way. Like I'm always like giving the positive energy every time. There's no way I can be like rude to anybody.
Yeah.
Like you want the guy, you can't be rude, and it's not about being fake. It's about being yourself and being in a right space of mind. Because you have other contestants.
Yes.
You can't be negative. You can't invite
you can't put out negative energy.
So it wasn't that case, but I think I now heard where maybe one of the organizers were talking about maybe the owner of the pageant. I don't really want to call names, but was saying, oh, there is actually one African country that is doing well, and we think this girl is going to like place. The man said that, oh, you people are fighting for this girl, blah, 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 blah. But she's so rude.
Wow.
She's so rude. She's like a black. Like, I heard that. I was hearing from my own people that, did you see the interview that this man did?
Yeah.
This person is talking about you because they mentioned your name. And I was like, I didn't put my mind because I'm like,
so there was an interview that was done.
I think they were asking me, oh, what country do you think he's going to? And people asked.
So it was like a press conference, and actually put that out there.
Yeah, and people called me. What did you do? Like, did you fight with anybody? And I was like, no, I didn't fight with anybody. I didn't put so much energy in that conversation or in that comment because I was so sure that it wasn't you that they were talking about. But it was later I realized that. Oh,
it was actually you.
They actually spoke about me, and now people will have this, this notion about me, image about me that is not true.
That is not true.
And I feel like that's just a way to just let them stop talking about me because my
so
name was
because that's actually what I know. Even me going through pageantry, right? I know that's one major thing. Everybody's really particular about attitude. So I know even training girls and all of that, I tell them the number one thing you should look out for is your attitude. Whether you're relating with organizers, relating with contestants, relating to even with cleaners that are around you, security, whatever, you always have to be polite. And I don't know you to be a rude person because even when you came, on to where I work and all, everybody's like, oh wow, she's so pleasant, she's so pleasant. So it's actually I think so. I don't know if I'm to use that to paint the picture because I wasn't there. I don't know. And all of that. Or did you sleepwalk or something?
There's no way. There is no way. I don't even think of.
I just feel like there are people that naturally will just want to find a fault in you, no matter how good you try to do. You might be like maybe you were speaking to someone else somehow. Yeah. They just we're Africans. That's how we must speak to an African person. They will pass it like, oh, why is she raising her voice? She's talking. Why is she saying this certain kind of thing? I'm just trying to give an example.
All the African country that comes there, they always try to be very careful because of the way they numb. So there's no way. I don't think it's about that. I even see other countries, white girls that were very rude.
Because true.
And they don't dare to like talk to them or not take their pictures because they have like their people,
their backing, and that's another thing. So I think that's another thing we need to actually address now, even so briefly. So now the Nigerian or African representation, because as we say, most times these other people even get a vibe from us even before we get there,
Yeah.
right? When they see that, okay, this girl's actually coming to this country by herself, she doesn't have backing. So we're almost like deers in headlights because they know that whatever they do, anything. But if we have people standing there fighting for us, making sure that, do you understand? If we have a national director following you, a chaperone, on standby, noticing that, okay, fine, this is happening, this is happening,
easier.
makes the job. So let's talk about that. So now the support and all of that. What would you say? What would you have to say concerning that?
Do you want to go?
Let's have Nina go.
Okay, basically, I'll say like to every organization out there, they need to like make it a point of duty for any international queen going to carry at least one person.
Just one person, yeah.
Because it's very important, because most of the time there's even meetings where you just stay, and today they'll be like, oh, we're having meetings for all national directors.
True.
And imagine in the meeting, nobody's representing you. How are you going to even know what they said in the meeting? Because they will never relate it to the contestants.
They will never tell you.
So now, most of the times, that is even where they might lay the rules, what they want. Now, nobody's telling you, maybe if you're even doing something that will place you or not. Do you understand? So that's where they say everything. And now, nobody's even there to even listen to these things. And I feel like that's one major thing that we Africans are lacking.
Yes.
Because most of these girls, you see that without even taking a national director, they take their families.
Yes, of course.
They carry
because they need that emotional support.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy. I mean, you're going to a different country.
Exactly.
We're talking about it earlier. The weather is different. The food is different. Everything is different. Do you understand? And you have to adjust. Let's talk about flights, depending on how far you travel.
Yeah.
You have to adjust by yourself. You get there, you realize you need certain things. Then, of course, as contestants, you're not allowed to go into town to buy stuff or whatever and all of that. Do you understand? So you're just there to work with what you have. And everybody's also mindful of their what I call it, provision or whatever they came with. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So no one, because I have a friend that literally went for an international project. She couldn't eat anything we served because she was reacting to it. But then again, she had to figure it. Thank God she actually went with like some snacks here and there and all of that. That's literally what she lived on for like 3 weeks before she got back. Then no one is there to support you. So in the case of support, how would you say is best to handle that? How do you say it's best to handle that?
I think it's just the national directors or the organizers of your national pageant to really take that seriously.
So why do you think they don't take it seriously? Is it that they don't know? Because we as pageant girls, we know now. We know this is what needs to be done. So is it that they don't know?
That's the question.
I feel like to be honest, it's the font. If we're being honest, let's just put it out there. I feel like probably the font, because we know how hard it is supporting the queen herself going there. Yeah. So I feel like most times they'll be like, okay, what's the need carrying 2 people? Let's just use the money that for the national director or the person that will support you. Why not just invest all that money in you and you go there and win? But most times the mentality is not always that way, because you pouring all this money and she going there might not be able to do it only her. Yeah. She needs that support. She needs that backing, because most times you might not have the strength to like start calling on the phone. But when that person is there, you can even like easily like cry 5 seconds and be like, I'm so done. And the next minute you're like, okay, I'm back. Let's just go back and do you get? But then now, not seeing anybody, you cannot even do anything, and you get. So I think that's just it. We really need that support.
Yeah. So adding to what you're saying, you're saying the funds, which is like the obvious issue that we have. Yeah. But that shouldn't be a problem.
It should not be, but I feel like that's like one major thing that's in their head.
But the truth is that most of these organizers, they have the funds.
Exactly what I'm
telling you. Are you joking? Let me not call. Do you know when people call for auditions, do you have any idea how many girls register?
Exactly.
And buy these forms?
Exactly.
So you should know the budget you need to do everything you need to do within a year, and then have money or funds for miscellaneous in case anything comes up.
Yeah,
do you understand?
Exactly what the international people are saying. Yeah. Because if we kept on saying funds, they still consider us as a poor country. Yeah. So, and we are not poor.
We're actually not.
We are not poor. I know how much I spend, and I know how much my organization spend to take me internationally.
Yes.
So, and most of these girls don't spend close to that.
They don't.
Because I actually spoke to most of them. When I'm like, okay, I spend, they're like, what? You did?
Yeah.
They don't spend close to that at all.
True. Very true.
So it's crazy.
So that in fact, preparing for an international pageant that's another topic on its own. Because I know even when I went for MBGN, I know people that raised funds to participate at MBGN. Do you understand? How much more now preparing for? And I know Dami spent money. I don't even need to go there. I know we actually did spend money.
My God, we help.
Your God, we help. But then again, when you think of what is at stake, money is definitely not more important than that.
Yeah.
That's honestly what I feel. And on that point, let's take a break. We'll be back shortly. Okay, so thank you so much for staying here with us. We're still here, still the pageant show with Winfrey. I still have Queen Dami and Queen Nina right here with me, doing justice to this conversation about international pageant conversations or participation. Right? Okay, so now, right, let's wrap up this hot button where we're talking about, I mean, what the problem really is, why we don't necessarily place, or whether Nigeria or Africa is being overlooked, right? So now we actually have highlighted the fact that we think the perception of how they see us over there starts from here and how we are treated here. The fact that we don't have enough supports and all of that to prepare us to get there. So now, I think something that is very important, which I also feel I've experienced a little bit of, is contestants, or let's say queen national director or queen organizer angst, right? There usually seems to be that rivalry or that tension between, because I've literally been in a situation where I'm actually helping a queen to prepare for our international pageant, and then again we were literally trying to get her ready as regards her catwalk. I was literally in a hotel room. She actually booked. We went to the market together. We did all that. And then we also were trying to record her video. First of all, I just felt it was even first off that I was the one even doing that to start with, recording your video, really, and all of that. But then again, with all of that, we send video. They will send back that no. What's this? What's this one you're doing? What are you wearing like this? No. So, and I'm like, okay, this girl is already under a whole lot of pressure. She doesn't need more from you. If nothing, you are literally meant to be making her in a position where she has peace. But you guys seem to even be the one bringing the stress. She's fine. She's the one that wants to win pageants. She came for your pageant. But then again, you're not seeing her as an asset. At this point, you're relating with her as if she's a problem to you. Do you understand? So have any of you experienced that kind of thing? And why do you think that happens?
For me, I think there's so much to talk about this, but I have just I don't want to like go too too deep. I felt like I'm not even talking about my own pageant right now.
Yeah.
Because I think, shout out to my national pageant director rather.
Yeah.
She actually tried.
Yeah.
When it comes to like, preparing me for, she has the goal. She she was able to like put me in like, mentally ready for the competition. But I feel like the issue that is there is that national directors they feel like it's when you put pressure on the contestant or the delegate, that's when they would deliver.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's even like the solution to anything, because it's at more challenges to even to the delegate or the contestant or the queen. Because I remember the pressure that I got from everybody generally, and that really affected me. Thank God that I am someone that knows how to like, direct my thoughts, direct my head. It would have been like crazy. I know they have good intentions. I know. But I know of someone that was going for an international pageant, and they were like, the national directors were already jealous of her because of how good she is. They were already like, oh, we know that you're going to go and win. Don't forget our own. Oh, don't forget that you come from here. Don't forget that we crowned you. Don't forget that. And she was like, am I even like showing to you that I'm going to be that kind of person? Why are you already like concluding that this is what I am going to do? So they already had it in mind that, oh, because she knows she's so good, she's going to like.
So that's the thing. So they identify a confident queen that is going to definitely deliver on her performances. And instead of you to try to boost that confidence, you're trying to shatter it. Yeah. So that she's good, is he a bad thing?
Yeah, the thing is, most of them feel like they know more. They know more, obviously. I'm not saying that you're not experienced, but most of these queens that you're crowned, most of them, they even come with the experience of like 8, 6, 7 years. Yeah. So they too have an experience. They too have seen the international pageant and know what they need.
Yeah.
So they know what they are thriving at. Do you understand? So I feel like most times these national directors need to like chill and understand that these ladies also know what they're doing and not try to impose what they like on the person.
Yeah.
For example, now you might try to want to impose your style on me. Your style is not my style. Just because you like wearing jean doesn't mean I want to wear jean. So you cannot tell me, oh, because it's a national pageant, oh, wear jean. I'll wear what suits me because I'm comfortable with it. Because at the end of the day, these people out there looking for that authentic and real person.
And it's only when you are literally dressed the way you feel you
are comfortable.
Exactly, comfortable in. That's when
the point is they don't even listen to the queens that they crown. They don't listen to them. They impose their own decisions on the queens, which is really bad. And I don't know what that is called, because when you already have someone that knows what she knows, she worked herself. She worked hard to get to where before you saw something in her. Why can't you trust her enough to
And I mean, there's nothing wrong, because to be honest, right? If I say, okay, fine, for instance, let's use the show, for example. So I call the show, right? And then I have an idea in my head. I mean, where the direction I feel this show should go. So then you guys come and give you a briefing. Okay, this is what I want. Do you understand? And then you're like, oh, okay, no, this is what I want to do. So there's that. Okay, sister, is it your whose show is this? Is it your show again? Or my show? Do you understand? No, I get it. But my point is, there is always a room for balance. I mean, even before we started,
you can even I like the idea. It makes sense.
Exactly. I mean, we've literally even done that.
To come and overshadow your
exactly. We've literally done that here. Do you understand? Balance that. Okay, fine. Oh, let's do this way. Let's do this. And I think that's literally where it is. You come, and it's even good. You even find a queen that is willing, a queen that has a brain and literally has an idea, as opposed to having a queen that is just blank. Because if you're just blank, they'll still fault you and say, you safe. You don't have any idea. You're just there looking. Do you understand? So it's just a lot. But I will always say that I feel, even for anything, because even in the line of job I do, same thing. You're trying to interview someone. You're not meant to come from a, okay, I'm here to interview you. Yeah, give me what I want. If not, do you understand? You have to come from a very subtle point, even with acting as well. You have to put your actor in the right sphere of mind. Pet them. That's why you see other queens. Do you understand? Tell them things they need to hear. Exactly. Some people even go to the extent of lying to you. Yeah, even if I know, okay, that's not good. But in some cases, you actually need that propping to actually get you mentally there. Because whether they like it or not, these words and this aggressive or feeling or relationship also affects the queens negatively. Do you understand? Yeah. Because it's bad enough that you're not going to be with me there. Now I'm going to a place that I'm foreign to, and then I feel, even when I'm having a challenge, someone that relates to me, I can't even communicate with you.
Exactly.
I feel like I feel like the most of them are always trying to do this hierarchy of, oh, you're a queen. If I get too close with you, and maybe there'll be some lack of disrespect.
Exactly.
But
we're all adults. For heaven's sake.
Because to be honest, if I didn't compete for maybe the pageant and you, my national director, I can meet you somewhere else and we'll become friends. I'm like, geez, I'm like, guy, what's that? Exactly. So don't always feel like, because of these queens are coming under an organization and you're the director or manager and all of that, and you feel like you need, because most of the girls I saw in the international part, Miss Echo I went for, the way the national director speaks to them, you even think maybe it's their boyfriend or maybe the brother that came together. But then you be like, oh, that's my national director. Exactly. Even tell you, don't worry, you got this. Forget about what just happened right now. They even speak to them. They are following them up and down. Do you get what you want to eat?
Yeah, girl is literally, you're about to treat you as a queen.
How it's supposed to be.
I think it's the way we are brought up. Actually,
the whole
Africans. Africans, they feel like if they shout at you, that's when you give them respect.
But it's 2023 now. Come on.
I mean,
and I know. I mean, coming from a point where I've actually worked even with an organization before, I know a lot of them are actually very, very conscious of the kind of queens they, because they don't want queens that will come and literally be rude and be nasty and everything. So I mean, organizers can be, they can be cautious, but at the same time, I honestly feel they should actually allow the queens to, because whether you like it or not, they are the ones in that position. They are the ones in the best position to literally say, okay, you know what, this is how this thing is happening. Yeah. Like, I would like to do things like this. I'm the one going for this pageant, so I need to be heard. And I think
before you finish that, I think it's also a case of them really like seeing the queens as the real queen. Because when you crown a girl, don't see them as competition. Don't see like,
what should you crown a queen and be competing?
I'm feeling like, oh, I'm doing so much for you.
In another case might be, an organization, they're like board members.
Yeah.
So most times I feel like once it's divided, for example, maybe half of the board wanted A to win. The remaining half wanted B to win. Okay. Now A wins, B is not going to be in charge of the winner. B will not be as friendly because she wanted
she wanted
C to win. So obviously she wants to show you that I didn't want you to win. All this one is just let's come and let's do this paparazzi for you. Because I'm not even happy that you won the crown in the first place. So it's a whole lot because they actually wanted someone to win and someone else won. So they're like, oh, peace as well. Mostly they will not give you that vibe like giving the major person they wanted to win by themselves. So I feel like this is also a problem.
But the goal is you've chosen a winner. You don't have
the person is dead, person is there.
You don't have any feelings anymore. Your goals should be
aligned.
To align
to make the person.
Because at the end of the day, rather, the queen is an ambassador to your own organization.
Of course, definitely. I think the same thing, even with APC, PDP, you know how to do it.
Exactly. So but the point is, at the end of the day, they'll be fine. They'll still get to love you.
They'll definitely. They don't have a choice. See, we can have this conversation for like 2 days. No stop, right?
I still have
a lot. You definitely come back, but right now we literally need to give our cameras a break. But before we do that, we have a very interesting segment. I like to call it a game segment, right? Because I want to take the pressure off of it.
Okay.
But if you really know, if you're a pageant girl, you know there's no a game.
I'm not a game person.
You're not a game person.
What kind of game is that?
You'll be all right. So basically, it is what I call it's a question and answer segment. I don't understand.
Our Miss Grand is here.
It's an
Our Miss Grand will take this.
I'm sorry, I'm not a game person, and I do not want to
Miss
play
Grand,
any
is
game.
That so?
Please, can you allow me to explain my game? So it's a question and answer segment where we throw a question at you as beauty queens, international beauty queens.
Okay.
You answer it as if you're on stage, with the poise and mannerism and everything. But the truth of it is,
don't worry. Let's wait till we get on the stage.
Yes, so
when we get on that stage, we'll not ask the question.
Right now, I'm not on the stage.
You're not on the stage.
I'm not on the stage.
So I think this on its own literally shows that the question and answer segment is one segment that every queen is literally terrified by. Do you understand?
Sure.
And is what it is. So I love the fact that I'm even getting these honest reactions. Like nobody's filming, okay, yeah, fine, let's do it, but you edit it after we answer. Do you understand? Because that is literally what it is. So everyone out there, the question and answer stage is actually to help build you and do you understand? Because as a queen, you have to be able to communicate and then connect with your people and all of that. So so just to the pageant girl out there thinking that, it's probably like question and answer that will kill you. It won't kill you.
No.
It actually will kill you.
Mold me to even be myself right now because I remember that in the past I cannot be in the midst of people like this and speaking like this. And I think pageantry has really helped me. Even the question and answer. I'm very not that you're not smart, not that you can be so smart and you get to that point and it's crazy for you. You just go blank.
Because to be honest, let me even touch on this. It happened to me when I was actually called top 10 that we had to go and change for them to call top 5. Backstage, when I got there, the dress, first of all, they didn't put like the corset rope. So we had to use another color. Wow. So that already was like, my head was already... So, but the thing I had was like, the corset was inside, so we still had to like zip. So it was not going to show. So while I was trying to like draw up this thing, the sleeve here got torn. And I was the last girl that was still staying backstage. Everybody was already on stage. And they kept shouting, Nigeria, Nigeria, Nigeria. We're going to like cancel you out. Where are you? I had to like run off like that. And I was supposed to answer the question immediately. I got on stage for the top 5.
With a torn
so
dress.
In that point, even if I know that, yes, I could answer this question because of
the tension, you're already this.
I was like, I hope they're not saying this, hope they're that. So even me, I know at some point when I was answering that question, there was still like some glimpse of
you did so well.
But I was just glad I was able to like still manage and at least give an answer that was befitting for them to come with the first runner up.
Amazing. So, do you have any embarrassing situations?
Oh my God.
On stage or off
remember
stage?
that we did like a pre-show, even before the pre-show. Like Miss Grant does that thing where you go on the stage, wear your dress, your makeup,
everything.
And that wasn't even the preliminary show.
That was wow.
Yeah, and you go from the beginning to the end. So I remember after the show, that was the first time they saw my preliminary dress, and it was so beautiful. Everybody was looking at it, and after the whole drama, I fell.
Hey.
I fell like from the stair. I fell down
From the stairs.
Yes, they came to me and I was like, I'm fine. I don't know how that happened because Queen
Oh,
Dami
wow.
would never fall.
Wow.
Queen Dami will never fall. Like I know how to carry. See, there's no. If you push me, I know go fall. But seriously, I fell that day, and I don't know how I did that. And they came to me, and do you know what? My dress actually got torn that day, and I did not see it.
You didn't see it? Wow.
Until I was about to go on the stage the following day, the day of the preliminary show, where everybody was there. I was about to go.
That's when you realized.
I just saw that breeze going inside my
what's
dress.
going on
I'm
here?
like, what's
happening?
I said, go now, go now. I said, I know they go anywhere. This clothes, I was like, no, I cannot go out. And when you see me when I'm serious, you know that's okay.
No, this one. So what did you do?
To call the stylist, and that's one thing I like about the organization. They have everybody on
standby.
Yeah. That lady, I don't know how she did it. She just. And when she did it, I was like, yes, this is my time to walk.
Yes,
that was when I came out. I was like, yeah.
Okay. You don't even know the drama that just happened.
I mean, but that was very embarrassed because at the backstage, could hear my voice out. I was shaking and shouting like, no, I cannot go on the stage this way. And that was really, really embarrassing for me.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you see how they actually managed to glide out of my question and answer, but I think it's still... Embarrassing moments is something that we all have.
Yeah.
And I think your ability to handle it literally makes... you definitely went on stage. It was still torn, but obviously nobody saw it. Nobody's... Do you understand? Nobody
saw it.
Even
my Echo dress.
But
nobody noticed because the Echo dress was very hard to pack.
Yeah.
And now there was no way I could actually put it out that way. I could pack it in the Ghana Must Go. So when I got backstage, I saw that it was... one line of the paper was gone. So it was like the inner lining that was there. But the good thing I had was I carried stapler when I was traveling. So I used stapler to like staple around the dress. But the problem was the Echo dress. I never did rehearsals on the dress. Because I was like, okay, we already know how the dress is. When we go there, we just do our thing. So I just rehearse on my own.
Never do that. Now, you rehearse your shoes, you rehearse with your dress.
Now, because that dress, if you rehearse with it, other people will keep falling off. It was a delicate dress. So you had to just wear it only for the photo shoot and on that day. Yeah. So the photo shoot, I wore like 6 inches heel. So me feeling like, okay, maybe I could actually walk with the heels with it. Then I went on the heels and the paper kept entering inside and inside. Literally, at the point, I had to just start crying on the stage. But I had to just keep moving. In my mind, I was like, Nina, what happened? You cannot cut talking.
So that's the thing. We see a lot of things. We don't know what is really going
but you don't understand what happened.
Wow.
So it's just crazy. But people don't really see all of this.
Yes, and they actually judge. And that's why we need things like this to actually tell us. I mean, at that point when you were looking like this, what was really going on? Right. Yeah. Amazing. Thank you, girls, so much. As I said, this conversation go for 2 days, maybe even 2 weeks. But yeah, it was definitely amazing having you guys here. Share with us. Thank you. We are definitely having you guys again. Back on.
Sure.
Yeah. Now you guys are burdened with crowns and sashes, so we don't want to take much of your time. But when you hand over, we'll have the real conversations we need to have. All right. Thanks so much. Thanks to you for watching. That's definitely been amazing on this episode of the Pageant Crown with Winfrey. And we'll see you in next episode. Make sure you do follow us on all social media platforms, like, comment, and share to that pageant girl. You really don't know who needs to see this. Till next time, we love you.
Bye.
Bye.